Welcome everybody to the Sunday, October 10th crypto analysis with the Alpha Trades community. Today, we are going to be discussing our 5K private community challenge. We're going to be talking about the seasonality effects of the crypto space. We're also going to be talking about Bitcoin and ETH and how I believe that they're going to be leading the movement up over the next few months and how I believe the next few months will pan out for the crypto space. We'll talk about DeFi and how it's calming down. And we'll definitely be talking about NFTs. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video and make sure you sign up for our Advantage membership, which is our private community membership where you see all these locked channels and where you're going to embark on a crypto journey unlike any other. So you can sign up for our Advantage membership by going to our website, thealphatrades.com, hit the products page right here, and it's $97 per month. Now, here's where we are. First of all, starting off the 5K challenge. If you guys are not familiar with the 5K challenge, I started off a private account where I showed my Advantage members, which are my paying members in my private Discord community, with $5,000 in an account. And I grew that every single day, every single week, and every single month. And as of this morning, that account sits at about $30,500. Okay. So you could clearly see that we've grown this account quite well. And we've done a pretty darn good job over the last 10 months or so since beginning this challenge. We have almost 2 months to go by the end of the year. And I believe we're still going to make some good progress in this account. But point is, all the videos for my Advantage members have been posted almost every single day or every 2 or 3 times a week for members to see how the challenge has been progressing, how I've been doing the challenge, how we've been growing the account, what I've been trading, how I've been trading it, etc. This is not a challenge for you to copy. This is not financial advice. It was just a way for me to show my Advantage members how I go about trading the market. And so far it has done tremendously well. And I'm extremely happy with it and extremely satisfied. And I think my Advantage members are as well. Okay. So if you are into listening and watching how this challenge is going, you can once again go to the website, thealphatrades.com, hit the products page and sign up for the membership. So typically here's a day in our community. And I'm going to go through today just the way I provide videos for my private members 2 times a day, because that's what I do. Every morning, I will provide a video on what's happened in the market, what we should be looking forward to through the day, some trading opportunities that may come up, whether it's in the DeFi space, Bitcoin, whether it's even in the NFT space nowadays, right? We talk about all that stuff. So I'm going to go about breaking down how I do the analysis for my Advantage members every single day. All right, so let's get to it. First things first, I want to talk about seasonality. Okay, seasonality is important because if you recognize that markets move up and down through the seasons by simply having a month-to-month correlation with the stock market, a month-to-month rotation that happens in markets, right? Here's kind of how you can recognize that. Okay, first things first, September is typically rough. If you look within our community, in our private community, you will recognize that we did not really take that many trades through September. Mostly, we were actually waiting for the pullback in September and we stayed relatively calm. Then we started to take, decent sized long positions as soon as October opened up, literally on the first day, because once we put that September seasonality behind us, we were ready and gunning for October. And so far, we've done a pretty tremendous job at simply just sticking with BTC trades, because that was the other thing that we had mapped out in our analysis, in our theory of analyzing crypto, which is it looked like DeFi and most other altcoins had exploded quite a bit, but then Bitcoin had not, right? Here's a way to gauge how Bitcoin had done compared to other altcoins. So we have to zoom out a little bit. Okay. So for this, we have to kind of go back from August. All right. From August till now, look where BTC is. Okay. It's currently trading at 69% gain from somewhere middle of July to now. But look where other altcoins are relative to BTC. Step, Luna, Axie Infinity, Solana, AVAX, Polkadot, FTT, Protocol, all of these have actually outperformed BTC. And guess what? Bitcoin, even at the beginning of October, was actually down here, right? So here's where 1st of October was. So it would have been down here, and more altcoins were actually outperforming BTC at that particular point right there. But Bitcoin started to catch up only at the beginning of October. And that's where we started to take some pretty decent sized long trades. Okay, here's one of the long trades that we just took a couple of days ago. Okay, I'll show you all this right here. I took a nice, 36K size position. We entered in at 50,000 flat, closed out around 53K. Obviously, prices shot up beyond that. It went to 55. I did not anticipate that. But again, you're always going to get overextensions to the upside and to the downside. It's really about taking profit consistently and making sure that your losers are relatively small. If you don't get greedy, and if you don't start, hammering money and hemorrhaging money from your losses, you'll be just fine in this market. And this is what this community is about. All right. So once we do the analysis, we recognize that Bitcoin dominance. Okay, here's a perfect example of BTC dominance. All right. Here's a daily chart. We recognize that somewhere around the end of September and beginning of October, dominance was creating a base right here, right? In fact, one could look at it as a nice, W bottom, right? Once we recognize there's a base being built and Bitcoin was kind of like in this area right here, just basing out and starting to pop back up, this was our first trigger to start going long. And we actually did take a long trade from here up into here, and then one more from here up until here. Okay. Point is, we've had decent coverage of this entire move. All right. In terms of long positions, as of right now, I don't have any levered longs in BTC. What I'm now looking forward to in Bitcoin is some pullbacks and some retests. First important level I'd like to see retested is $51,500. It may slice in deeper. Maybe it gets to like 49.5, maybe 50 flat, but this is ideally the level that you want to see retested. And if we can retest this and start bouncing away from here, I'm almost certain that we will see 60K very fast. But if we start breaking back down inside this and do some garbage like that, it's going to be a pretty rough ride for probably October and November, but I don't foresee that. I don't really see, the market kind of coming down and breaking down from this area. I think we're going to build a nice flag, a nice, base right here and start rocketing out of here sometime by the end of October, hopefully not too far into November. Okay. Now going along with that, here's my proxy trade for Bitcoin to do well, but also ETH to do well. Now, Ethereum, for the most part, has not done anything substantially well since topping off around middle of May. It's really just kind of stood with BTC or, somewhat underperformed BTC, especially over the last, couple weeks, right? But the point is that in bull markets, in Bitcoin bull markets, which I believe right now we are in, okay, I really believe that we are at the beginning of a new, bullish trend in the market. And my wave count is something like this. All right. This is how I'm looking at it. I believe that the first wave count started at the end of March last year, which is that big COVID crash. Finish our first wave, second, third, deep pullback for a fourth, long grinding pullback. Now we're ready for a fifth to the upside. Now the fifth can extend many different ways. If we do, say a fib extension, right? From that high to this low down here, okay? At minimum, I could probably see anywhere between 1.618 to 2.0 extension, which is anywhere between 86K and 100K. But I personally am thinking like somewhere in this area, 3.0 to 2.0. Somewhere in this area is where I would ideally think Bitcoin is going to head up towards. It might overextend it and it might shoot up almost to like 150, 160. And again, probabilities, in my opinion, are pretty high that we reach higher from here, higher from current prices, which are 55,000, than, rolling over from here and breaking down. Again, probabilities are still there. They will always be there until first we cross above this key area. Once we break above and hold above previous high, which is 65,000, I mean, it's pretty much game over for the bears. We're definitely, in my opinion, headed to at least 86K to 100K. If not, like I said, overshoot to 135, 150. Okay. Now, that brings us to the Ethereum world. Okay. Where do I see ETH if that is the play? Well, I'm personally long in ETH, so I'm biased. And I believe that the whole conversations that people have been having about ETH killers, like Solana is an ETH killer, and AVAX and FTM, and all this, new L1 ecosystems that are coming up, right? I think that's a little bit premature, but I don't think it's totally invalid. I think there is something that Solana is doing right, that ETH should start paying attention to. I think there are things that AVAX and FTM and Luna are doing right that ETH should definitely be paying attention to. And ETH, because it's a big market and they have a lot of projects, on their ecosystem, I think it's very hard for them to make quick and fast decisions like these other smaller ecosystems can, right? But point is, if ETH does not keep improving, meaning if they don't reduce their gas fees, if they don't speed up their transactions, if they don't decongest their network, I think one of the few altcoins that I personally believe that is going to catch up really fast with Ethereum is Solana. Okay, again, I'm biased because I have a Solana position, but I'm also biased in a sense because I have an ETH position. So I balanced it out to not be too one-sided bias, right? I don't really care about Cardano, don't really care about Binance Coin, don't give a shit about XRP, but Solana and ETH are up there for me in the idea that they're going to be changing and making meaningful impact on the crypto space. AVAX is definitely up there, but Solana right now is taking the lead because it has the trust of the community, it has the activity, the utility, the cheap gas fees, the fast network, right? All that stuff is going well for Solana. It's only up to Solana to mess it up, okay? Now, the other altcoins that are coming up are Luna, okay? So here's Luna down here. Let's check where Luna is, okay? Sorry about my dog growling. She is just protecting me. Here's Luna, right? Ranked 11 market cap, 16.7 billion. But I actually think that even Luna can make it up here. I don't think any reason why Doge has to be up at 10. I don't see any reason why Polkadot has to be up at 8. And I definitely don't see any reason why XRP or Cardano have to be at 3 and 6. So that means that a lot of market cap should be shedded from Cardano, from XRP, from Polkadot, and even Dogecoin, which in my opinion should roll into Luna and Solana. So these are the two big altcoins that I'm definitely paying attention to. Of course, even with Ethereum, I definitely believe Ethereum is going to be pushed higher. So here's kind of how I'm looking at it. I believe ETH is creating this kind of cup and handle, and that cup and handle breakout target from this high to this low is measured like this, right? So if we're having the breakout of the cup and handle here, okay, a minimum target just of that simple measurement is about $6,100, right? Now, if we do Fibonacci extensions, these get quite interesting. So here's a Fib extension to the upside that takes us, on the 1.618 to 2.0, which is anywhere between 6,000 and 7,000, right? It's similar to what I just showed you in BTC. Typically, the 1.618 to 2.0 in terms of extensions in crypto are conservative. In fact, in crypto, we often see a 3.0 to 4.0 extensions. In that case, ETH might head anywhere between 9,600 to 12,000, which is massive because from here, that's almost like a 2.5 to 3x gain, right? Phenomenal returns from here, okay? But on the other hand, Solana, okay, again, I have a bias in this position, but Solana, on the other hand, I know it's gone up tremendously, right? But I don't see any reason why Solana, being a $46 billion market cap, can't easily get to 150 or 200 billion by the end of this current, cycle that we have. So this fifth wave that I'm counting out, right? I'm thinking somewhere around $450 to $500 for Solana as the final target of this entire cycle. And after that, I personally believe that we will have a pretty long, vicious bear market cycle. My fundamental belief is that prices are going to get very extended past utility, which is what typically happens in markets anyway. But it's going to be, in my opinion, a good thing, because once we get that overextension, we will probably see a pretty sharp sell-off to the downside, in which case you might be able to buy Solana back at 50 or 40 or 30 or maybe even $10. I don't really know how bad things are going to get, but what I do know is a lot of DeFi is very hyped up, and there's no single way to quantify that all these, coins have to have these substantial multi-billion-dollar market caps. It is just not possible, right? So that's my thought process, and I'll definitely be paying attention to Solana. Luna and AVAX are definitely on my list as well, right? FTM is at the top of my list. Now within, FTM and AVAX and Solana, the other things that I'm heavily paying attention to is NFTs. For example, in the Luna world, the galactic punks are some that I've got my close eye on. Okay. I'm not going to tell you which ones I own or not, just because, I don't want to kind of quote unquote pump my bags or anything. But point is, these are the ones I'm paying attention to. Galactic punks. On the Solana side, Vox punks, these are relatively cheap, right? I mean, they're 0.89 Sol. The galactic punks are I think $3,000 minimum, which is 40 or 50 Luna coins. Then there's, these bridge apes, which are on the AVAX network, right? I'm showing you guys, Luna NFTs and Solana NFTs and AVAX NFTs because you want to diversify yourself. I don't see a world where only Ethereum NFTs will succeed, or I don't see a world where only Solana NFTs will succeed. Okay. It just doesn't work that way. And the interesting thing about what's happening in the NFT world is that it reminds me of exactly what happened in the 2017 ICO boom. Okay. And I talked about it a little bit. Where was it? Right here, right? Yesterday or 2 days ago, where you have a very hyped up part of the market where people have a relatively cheap entry point to things that seem relatively cool and, might have a opportunity for you to make money on, which are NFTs. And that brings more and more people in, right? And it makes people transact in Solana, buy, Solana NFTs or buy AVAX NFTs. And that pumps up the price of AVAX or Solana, right? And so this is like a cycle of really hyping up not only NFTs, but then ultimately that leading to the explosion in the prices of Solana and AVAX. And I believe this is exactly what is happening right now in the 2021 cycle, similar to 2017, which was the ICO bubble inflated ETH prices. In the same way, I believe NFT bubble is going to inflate these DeFi related prices like AVAX and Solana and Luna. Okay. So just make sure you don't sort of bat your eye to the NFT world. There's a lot happening. We in the Advantage side have been paying attention to a lot in the NFT world. Here's something that I do quite often, which is create contests, okay, for the Advantage members, my paying members. And today's prize is 1 Solana, right? 1 Solana is still like $150. How much is Solana trading at today? So I'm basically giving $154 away for just, you posting which NFT and gaming projects seem really cool, right? All you got to do is just sit in this community right here, this chat channel, and post, and you can have the opportunity to win one prize. So think about it. Your membership, you pay $97 per month, but you may have an opportunity to win $150 today. So this is the kind of cool stuff that I love doing just to be able to give back to the community and get people excited about the NFT world. All right. And that's what the community is about, just having fun, doing cool stuff, experiencing different things. So last but not least, I'll talk to y'all about the opportunities that we found in the DeFi world. which is, the farming and staking and pooling area. At the end of August, I pointed out to Advantage members about the AVAX ecosystem just before it exploded. Okay. And AVAX was then, let's see where AVAX was. AVAX was trading right here. Okay. Somewhere around $38. Now it's almost, close to double, right? But point is, over the last few weeks of AVAX trading up like this, we had amazing opportunities in these particular assets within the AVAX ecosystem: Benki, Pangolin, Joe tokens. And I found my Advantage members some very unique farming opportunities like XJoe, which was, back then trading at, I think, less than $1. And now today, I think it trades at $2.50 or $3, almost, a 2x or 3x gain right there. And the liquidity was high, and the APRs were pretty high. So you were getting really good returns, and the XJoe token kept going higher. Okay, so you're making money that way. And then on top of that, after we found those farming opportunities, we got another GB airdrop, which is this right here, which all my Advantage members who participated in this AVAX ecosystem bridging opportunity got these 894 GB tokens, which were back then worth about $2,000. So you can see we find these amazing opportunities for our members, and they can reward you handsomely. Like a $2,000 free, airdrop. That's quite amazing, for a lot of people. So hopefully you guys check out our community, sign up for the Advantage membership, because I think you will get, more than the multiples of what you pay in the membership with the content that we provide, with the alpha that we provide. Okay. And I believe that it's really the next 3 to 6 months that you have to work really, really hard, because as you can see in, bull markets, right? So here's 2020, Q4, October, November, December. Look how well BTC did. Even 2017, right? Look how well BTC did. And when Bitcoin does well, Ethereum does well, and DeFi will ultimately do well right after BTC and ETH are done moving. In which case, there's going to be tremendous opportunities within the NFT world, within the DeFi world, that I will definitely be pointing out to my Advantage members. So you got to just work 3 months to 6 months, and I believe it's going to be, a life-changing opportunity. Okay. Again, we don't provide financial advice, but if you join our community, you will see how amazing the information, the content is, and what kind of alpha that you might be able to find. All right. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Come join the Advantage membership. Until then, take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and good luck to you in the week ahead. Cheers.